Hello again, YouTube. Colonel Wisdom here, doing another one of my last-minute two-parters. This one in response to Sophisticatcovergirl and some text comment she left under my reply to her Black Men 30 Is It Too Late video. Something else I wanted to clarify for Sophisticat, and again, this is partially my fault, as those were one of my earliest uploads where I was even more of a noob than I am now. And my thoughts weren't very clear. One of her text comments I want to reply to and elaborate on. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. When a man clearly has intentions to lead, protect, and provide, he has no qualms about proclaiming to the community, the wedding, that he is committed to the woman and any seeds they have together. The back room represents disrespect. By large, women still desire marriage with their partners. If she is good enough to sleep and live with, she is good enough for marriage. Okay, Sophisticat, I want to clarify that I am very much not anti-marriage. In fact, I'm actually pro-marriage and pro-monogamy, and I am anti-polygamy and anti-promiscuity. However, I was mainly putting my personal emotions aside and my personal opinions aside when talking about commitment and what constitutes monogamy. However, for my lifestyle, I agree with you. If I am good enough to sleep with and live with, I am good enough for marriage. And if you think I'm not good enough for marriage, then I'm not going to bring your children into the world. Yes, I agree with you. That is how I operate. However, that is not how all women operate. And just to prove it to you, I have a link in my description box to a user who goes by the name XtraKnowledge, who is a moderately popular black female user, who's also a staunch feminist, and she is very much anti-marriage. If you listen to the video that I'm going to link to and read some of her comments. Now, I don't know what religious faith she is, or if she's Christian or whatever, but she's very much anti-marriage. Now, do I think that most women are as extreme as her? No, but a lot of American women have some of her sensibilities, or they'll have some of her sensibilities where they think they could just put off marriage until they're 35 plus, and that's going to end well for them. And as I said in my Debsterism video, no, that's not going to end well for you. See, I've been accused of just being on the men's side and not understanding women, but I'm actually trying to help women out. I'm actually trying to wake some women up. Because if women have an entitlement problem in their youth, it's not going to end well for them, and it's not going to lead to marriage. But also, regarding your statement, and I wanted to ask you something. You said quality women desire marriage. But if a woman desires marriage, but she isn't willing to do anything to earn marriage, or to possibly change or improve herself to earn marriage, is she still quality? That's the question I'd like answered. And let's see if there's anything else I want to elaborate on. But yes, I agree with you that to me, for my lifestyle, out of wedlock reproduction is a form of disrespect to me and disrespect to the women. But however, all women don't agree with you, and that's part of the reason why out of wedlock reproduction is so common in the black community, because some black women just don't see it that way. Some black women want to reproduce out of wedlock for their own reasons. However, for me, I do not condone that, and I do not tolerate that, nor do I advocate for it. I just wanted to make that clear, that I do not advocate for out of wedlock reproduction. And part of the reason I don't is because, see, what happens is the media likes to twist statistics around to make blacks look like shit, and to make everybody else, especially whites, look so much better in comparison by leaving bits of information out, such as such as the fact that their out of wedlock reproduction statistics, 70%, that's from 2008. So that means that that 70+% of black children who were 3 or 4 years old were born out of wedlock. That doesn't mean all black children, that doesn't mean every black person under 18 was born out of wedlock, or 70% of them was born out of wedlock. But, they just sort of do that little twisty thing, to make us look so terrible. And that's part of the reason why I'm a strong believer in marriage, and marriage especially for black Americans. But there's a lot of reasons why that isn't happening, and one of them is that men have no benefits. They don't have many benefits from marriage, and that women initiate many divorces. And you see, this is a white nation, and there's white American men that are getting owned in divorce court, and black American men are seeing this, and they're getting really scared, because if white men are getting owned in their own country, then and they're supposed to be top of the food chain, how do you think the divorce is going to treat black American men? You see where I'm going with this? That's why a lot of them get paranoid and don't want to get married. And there's other reasons why many black people don't value marriage. Some of them has to do with generational things. Some of our parents weren't married, or we grew up in a house without black monogamy, so we don't necessarily value black monogamy. That's a factor too. And again, who chooses when sex happens? Women choose when sex happens. That's how it's been in America for I'd say over 100 years. Well over 100 years. Women stopped being property in 1900 or the late 1800s. Women stopped being property, and they started being treated as equal human beings, or close to being treated as equal human beings. So yeah, I just want to say I'm not against marriage. I'm just pro female accountability, and women. And if a woman doesn't want to be single and she wants marriage, but it's not happening for her, then she has to look into the mirror and see what needs to be changed. And also, where she lives factors into it as well. But even if she lives in a nice neighborhood, a neighborhood with quality men, and she wants the quality men, but they don't want her, then she has to look at herself. That's mainly what I was saying. But nothing in mainstream culture says this. You have PUAs, i.e. pickup artists, whose main job is telling men what's wrong with them and why men can't get women and what they need to do to improve themselves to get women. It's okay to tell that to men. It's not okay to tell women they need to improve themselves to get the mate they want. But men are told this via PUAs, pickup artists. Even though the pickup artists don't talk about relationships, it's just talking about picking up chicks, just to get laid, whatever. But a superficially similar concept. The men are changing themselves. They're improving themselves to attract the mates they want. Okay. I think I am finally done here. Colonel Wisdom out. We're good this time. Good night, everybody.